Every day I get up and I read the media posts at the White House, and 90% of the stories are just fake. They're lies. So, and people say, well, the polls are kind of turning against Donald Trump a little bit on immigration. First of all, I don't believe it. And if the polls turn it off, because all the fake news out there, they're lying about what the President Trump is doing. They're lying about what the men and women of ICE are doing. And that kind of turns, the tide against us a little bit. But that's why, members of the administration are out there every day setting the facts straight.
Trump borders Tom Homan speaking out, saying he's tired of the lies from the left. California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom claiming that kids are running from tear gas, crying on the phone because their mother was just taken from the fields. The CBP commissioner responded saying 10 juveniles were found at the pup farm, all illegal aliens, and 8 of them were unaccompanied. So no parents. The farm is now under investigation for child labor violations. And then there's the ICE arrest of an MS-13 kingpin on El Salvador's top 100 most wanted list. He was arrested in Nebraska. Well, a Nebraska state senator responded, posting F ICE and everyone who supports them. These thugs are America's Gestapo, our modern national shame, and must be stopped at every opportunity. Wow. All right, let's welcome to the show My View with Lara Trump, host Lara Trump. It's remarkable, Lara, and I guess let me begin with, will Democrats supporting MS-13 kingpins and child labor resonate with voters? They just don't seem to get it.
Well, they've been known to do some pretty crazy things, Ashley, as of late, as we've seen. They're supporting basically all of the wrong things. So maybe we should couple this in with all the other crazy stuff the Democrats are doing. It's really remarkable that our men and women in law enforcement are still having to deal with the ramifications of the left. And what I mean by that is you go back to defund the police. You go back to a time when police officers were antagonized, attacked all across our country because they were made out to be these monsters by the media, by the left. This is the same sort of scenario. Imagine trying to go do your job and you have constant rioters in your way. Tom Homan is exactly right. The laws on the books are written and they are voted on by Congress. These are the laws in the United States of America. Yeah. If you cross our southern border illegally, you should not be in this country. You saw a massive landslide victory for Donald Trump on November 5th of last year. For this reason, in large part, Donald Trump is doing what is necessary to protect this country, keep our borders closed, and by the way, Ashley, send a message out there to anyone else around the world that this border is closed. Now is not the time to try to come to the United States of America. But I don't know where the end will be and the cliff that the Democrats finally fall off of, but this is certainly one that's a little too far for most.
I would agree. And you know what? A new poll from a Dem super PAC says that voters just not buying what Democrats are selling. The poll, which was conducted between May and June by Unite the Country, says voters still view the Democrat Party as out of touch and woke. The party, by the way, has seen its support erode with white men, Hispanic men, and working-class voters across the board, and approval ratings are now below 35% across those demographics. And also optimism just within the party continues to wane in the wake of their 2024 defeat. It's clear to me, Lara, that Democrat leadership, whoever that is, and we don't really know these days, has learned nothing from last year's elections. And as it goes on, all of this, I think, playing into Republicans' hands.
Well, we do have a huge opportunity here, and you're right. Look at the rising stars in this party. Jasmine Crockett, you have Mom Donnie, a socialist, who is the Democrat nominee for mayor of New York City. This is frightening stuff. This is a party that most Democrats, as of about 15 years ago, they wouldn't even identify with this. Those, Clinton days Democrats would pretty much be Republicans in their viewpoints these days, and a lot of them have come on over. But you're right. Look, the midterms are coming up. We always have that in the back of our mind. You win one election, but then you move right on to the next. And if the Democrats continue to push these people forward and have these people as the face of their party, it is going to drive more people away. We saw a huge shift in the 2024 election, Ashley, by the way, with young voters. These are people who want the basics. They want to be able to buy a house, get a job, make sure that, this country is secure and set up properly for them to have a family one day. Guess who's offering that? Donald Trump Trump and Republicans. Guess who's not with all of these stunts? The Democrat Party.
That's a good place to leave it right there, Lara. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and chatting with us. And, of course, to our viewers, be sure to tune in to Lara's interview with President Trump on My View with Lara Trump. That is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. It's going to be fascinating.